So yeah, I'm just delivering. I'm actually listening to a Joe Rogan podcast with old Ben Shapiro, the hardcore religious Republican, we'll say. But those podcasts are always really interesting. Ben always has a bunch of stats and facts that he wants to bring up. That's always pretty thought-provoking. Pretty a strong, opinionated person, but he's got some research to really back up his claims. So it's always an interesting listen. And right now they're talking about basically talking about how cities and a lot of modern society is too populated. And it's too populated to the extent that humans kind of hate each other, right? They're talking about how Joe Rogan moved to Texas and how he's dealing with normal people in Texas and much nicer people than the, I guess, fake run out angry people that live in California, especially in Los Angeles and Hollywood area. They also compared it to New York and certain places, and it's just really interesting to think about because I live in technically the suburbs of New York. I live in New Jersey. My dad's actually in New York right now working. So yeah, we live in the suburbs of New York, and it's just, I feel the same way in the aspect of we're just too populated, and it's gotten to the point where you see people on the street and you don't say hi, and it's almost I'm not really that guy, but I can certainly understand, and I know some people are, and it happens. You see someone that you went to, school with way back in the day, whether that's middle school, elementary school, or high school or something, and, you almost act like you don't even see them, so you don't have to interact with them, and it's just, they do the same thing, and you know it's happening, and it's just this weird interaction, and it's almost, I guess, just, there's so many people that you're dealing with all the time, it's oh, bro, I can't deal with you right now. It's I don't have the energy or the capacity to deal with you right now. I'm dealing with all this other stuff. And I think there's, I remember working at a grocery store reading this study. I worked at a grocery store for a while, and that gave me an interesting perspective about life. I worked there when I was young in high school and stuff, and you worked with older kind of disabled people and stuff like that. So it really gives you an interesting perspective, and also about minimum wage and stuff like that. But also, alright, so as I was saying, I read this study before that I think after only a few hundred people, within meeting a few hundred random people or few hundred people in a day, the human brain just can't really process much more than that. And after, there's a certain, I think it's only 200 and something people, or maybe 300 people, maybe it's more than that. And but after that number, your brain just kind of turns off in the aspect of you're just kind of going through the process at that point. You're not really interacting with human beings. You're kind of just all right, what do you want to eat? That's why if you've ever gone to a fast food restaurant and you're hey, how you doing? And the girl's hey, how am I take your order and stuff. She's probably been there for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, who knows? And she's probably seen 4, 5, 600 people and had to take all their orders and stuff. And it's she's not really valuing your time the way you're maybe valuing her time, and it's really not her fault. It's really not her fault. And it's a huge cycle that's just a simple little example, but I think it's a huge cycle in an overpopulated society. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just starting to kind of feel that way and kind of realize that for myself. And I don't know, I've traveled across America this summer, and I really like certain places. Colorado's beautiful. There's certain places where it's probably overpopulated as well, but we've got some desolate areas. Tennessee's beautiful. I really like Tennessee. Virginia's really nice. New York's really nice. Upstate New York. Pennsylvania's nice. There's a lot of really beautiful places. But oh man, even suburbs. My dream property would be, I guess, some form of, I like a city or a kind of a nice little town, but right outside of it, where you're kind of farmland, kind of desolate. You got little towns, you got some neighbors. You're not in the middle of nowhere. I don't really like the middle of nowhere. I think it's fun for camping and maybe traveling and vacation every once in a while, but lifestyle, realistically, homesteading, that's just not me. I've looked into it, but a little bit of homesteading, living off the land a little bit, having some chickens, having a little chicken coop, having a garden. That's okay with me, but I can't be living by that. I love humans, but there comes a point where it's too many humans are just too many humans, and it's oh, I hate you. What are you gonna do? Oh, it's just one of those days today, honestly. It's just one. It was going well. It was going well until it wasn't. It was going well until it wasn't. So I'm trying to cancel my gym membership for a while, and I've been thinking about it. And I don't know how they've been doing it since COVID, because I signed a contract way before COVID. And, oh yeah, you got the loud car, nice car, bro. And farting around. You got the, excuse me. So I just don't understand those cars. Yeah, I signed a contract way before COVID for like a 12-month contract, and it's 24 months since I signed that contract. I mostly just I have weights at my house, and I mostly just run and do like calisthenics and stuff like that. So I don't even really use the gym that much anyways. I really mostly just run. And I joined the gym when I was first kind of chunky and trying to lose weight, and it was great. It was great for those purposes, but I kind of lost all the weight. I got pretty strong. I do different type of workouts now. I really only use a kettlebell. I don't even really use all those extra weights that you kind of pay for, I guess you could say. But then they charged me a monthly payment, and then they charged me a $50 yearly like gym cleanup payment, which they do every year. But that's not part of the contract, because I already paid that when I first signed the contract the first year I had it in 2019. So I low-key got pissed as shit. And I called the place, and that was cool. I was like, yo, I know it's just like young girls working there, so they don't really like have any say. It's probably just the finance guys that are getting told, it's like, just charge the bill, charge the card. So I'm not gonna get mad at these guys. But I'm just like, yo, I'm done with my membership. I'm gonna need that refund because I didn't even go this month. I've just been exercising at my house and running and stuff, and I'm really gonna start training for a marathon and for a half marathon first, and then get into a 50-mile ultra marathon. So stay tuned for that. But at the same time, I just got so pissed off. I was like, dude, really? Charge me $90 right now? I was like, that's not your $90, bro. It's my $90. So I had to cancel that. Yeah, it just kind of pissed me off, quite frankly. It's really not that big of a deal when you realize it, right? It would really go into perspective if I took some food to like a hospital, and you see like people that are sick and old and like dying, and it's like, I'm worried about a gym charging my card. It's like, it's not that big of a deal. So you got to just keep that perspective. You know, sometimes making these videos help. You know, you vent, and then next thing you know, you realize, like, as I'm venting, like, yeah, it's really not that big of a deal. You're gonna get it back. And if I don't, I'm just gonna have to go in there and start knocking people out with kettlebells, waka bang, waka chow, and then that'll put me in jail for the rest of my life. So yeah, let's go. Just when a day that's not that bad, you really think it couldn't get any worse, and it did. Just stopped home, and I got something in the mail. And if you don't know, as a young adult that doesn't own his own house, getting things in the mail usually are not the best indication of things. It's usually not the best, it's not the best news you want to get. It's something in the mail, especially from the government or something. So I get something from the mail from the New Jersey DMV, motor vehicles or something like that. And it's basically saying that I didn't pay a speeding ticket that I got when I went to Tennessee, and I got pulled over coming home in Virginia for going like 10 miles over the speed limit. Meanwhile, there's an 18-wheeler on both sides of me, and it was a horrible ticket. The guy should have never pulled me over. He pulled me over as if I'm like a speeding criminal. Meanwhile, I'm trying to pass huge 18-wheelers that are going 75 in a 70-mile-an-hour lane, 2-lane highway. They're going 75. I have to go like 80, 82 to pass them. I get pulled over. He's literally sitting at the downhill place. And I get pulled over, and I don't complain. I'm respectful. He's nice. He just gave me a ticket. He just wants to get his money. They're in Southern Virginia. He knows my plates are New Jersey. He knows I'm not going to go and fight the ticket. So he goes and he gives it to me, and I'm not going to fight the ticket. I'll just pay it. So I paid it literally right when I got home, like that weekend. And it's coming like I didn't pay the $150 fine, which I did. And then they're going to try to charge me a $25 surcharge. Which is insane, bro. Which is insane. Now I have to find the receipts. Now, realistically, the easiest thing to do is to just pay the $150 again. And so they leave me alone. But like, oh my God, bro. This is like, I swear to God, bro. They don't want you to win, bro. They don't want you to win. Nancy Pelosi's worth $100 million. You know what's really crazy to me is it's 3:28 in the afternoon. It's a little cloudy, but I mean, the sun is like setting right now. It's so disappointing. It's just so disappointing. It'll literally be dark in an hour and a half, 2 hours. That is depressing, I have to admit. But almost done working, and I got some things to do today. I'm gonna try to post this video today or tomorrow. Probably today. There's no reason not to. So also check the link in my description. And in my description, I couldn't even get it out. But follow my Instagram. Check out my Instagram. I post a lot of photography. Gonna be posting a lot more photography. And yeah, I think you guys will probably enjoy that. And also, link in my description. Check out my podcast, the Keeping It Real podcast. Pretty dope. Really trying to grind on that and really trying to just grow that and grow my brand, grow my businesses. And yeah, hope you guys subscribe, smash that like button, and let's keep going. Let's keep vlogging. I don't know what else I'm gonna do, but let's keep going. I'm hyped. Snowboard season, woo, right around the corner. Gonna be hitting New York, gonna be hitting Vermont. Maybe go out west. West is a little expensive to fly out there, bring all my snowboard gear, camera gear. Got all this money, dude. It's money, dude. Money really makes the world go around. I know a lot of people try to sell this like, oh, money isn't everything, and it's like, and like there's times where you gotta like fall into that, and like, you know, there's things bigger in life than money, but dude, money's nice, I'll be honest. Bro, it's 4:40. It's almost dark out. About to go for a run right now, and I guess it's just gonna be a small run because you're not allowed to be in the park past sundown. I don't know what they're gonna arrest me. I don't know. COVID, freaking sunset, sunrise. What's going on nowadays? I can't just run in the freaking wilderness. Let's go. Problem with running in the wilderness. Well, I'm in a park right now. I'm really not in the wilderness, but there are some deer and maybe some bobcats and stuff out here. But it is getting dark. I think there's people hunting in this park too. So if I get shot with a bow and arrow, bro, I'll be pissed. I'll be pissed, bro. That'll be terrible. But I'm out here, baby. Beautiful night. Beautiful night in November in New Jersey, baby. Loving it. Alright everyone, it's getting dark so fast. I don't even know what time it is. It's only 5:07, and yeah, it's basically about to be pitch black within the next 20-30 minutes. Is this shorty picking me up right now? Is this girl catcalling me right now? Am I getting catcalled right now? Alright everyone, that's all I got for you guys. Smash the like button, subscribe, drop a comment. Stay tuned for more vlogs, videos, short films. Check out my podcast, link in the description. Follow my Instagram, link in the description. And yeah, stay tuned for better, short films and documentaries. Doses.